This week, Floyd pleases himself. Golden Boy screwed again. More pooping. And then there were 3. And of course, more Baby Greg. You're watching Sports Rap. Alright guys, welcome to another week of Sports Rap. Your host, Cesar Romero. Okay, can you say injuries? Because this week was full of injuries. Starting off with Fighting Illini. With the exception of Roddy White, every single wide receiver injured. I'm talking Michael Crabtree and Sidney Rice on the bench, injured. And of course one of his starting wide receivers, Brandon Lloyd, injured. He couldn't even sub in any of his wide receivers at the last minute to fill in for Brandon Lloyd. So El Rey Muerte. First of all, before I get into his injury, I don't know if he's going to change his name every week. I kind of like it. But what I really do like is that his image icon change. If he keeps playing that way, let's just say that he's going to have that icon for a while. He may have been hit with the biggest one this week, which was Jamaal Charles. Yeah. Ouch. He's going to have to figure out a new option for that. We also have Miles Ahead, which, by the way, Miles Ahead, that could be the name for half this league. Half. Just saying. Whole lot of Miles family members up in this league. Not that I'm complaining. Miles Ahead suffered the Michael Vick concussion. So, I mean, I guess this isn't a huge surprise. Anyone who drafts Michael Vick had to have known that at some point you're going to face a week or two without Michael Vick. So, I mean, it still sucks, but you kind of had to have seen it coming a little bit. And then there's me. Good old Miles Austin, huh? Yeah, I mean, the man, I'm sure a lot of people here are happy to see Miles a little hurt, just because he's kind of one of the big reasons why the Niners lost. But me, as a fantasy owner, very upset. 5 weeks without Miles Austin. Tore it up. 32 points. Player of the week. Alright, but, you know, I got other options. It's okay. Just how many people were going to get 100 points or more? Overall, it turned out to be 7. 7 different owners got over 100 points. I mean, you know it's going to be a good week when 83 points is the second lowest point total in the league. So, right on, Bay Area's finest. Keep it up. That being said, Edwin, dropping a deuce on you. What are you doing? Back-to-back weeks playing up against owner of the week. So, yeah, man. Dropping a deuce not once, but twice. Don't! Not looking too pretty there. Also, we saw Anthony, City's Golden Boy, posting up crazy numbers. He's #1 in the league so far right now. Good job to him, but, yeah, man. Once again, last week, you missed out on Owner of the Week by 2 points. This week, you missed out by 1 point. Let me put it into perspective for you. If Anthony has started Ed Dickson, okay? If he had started Ed Dickson, this whole conversation would be happening. He'd have 2 points instead of Reggie Bush's 1, and he'd be tied for Owner of the Week. But that being said, really, in this grand scheme of things, what's 1 point? You are #1. Congratulations. Speaking of which, speaking of #1 and all that, let's cut to the standings. Okay, so we see Anthony, #1, myself, #2. I think the most deceiving person on here is probably Drop Deuce on you. I really do believe that by this week you will get a win. And I think later on this year we're going to see lots more wins and could even see him into the playoffs. It's a very, very deceiving #7 spot. So, Bay Area's finest, look out. I think we got something to worry about there, but of course, the biggest competition you got to worry about, team, robustly offending men, even retarded ones. Watch out, Anthony. I'm coming for that number 1 spot. Okay, so this week, once again, I told you, controversy or not, this week's interview on Inside Talk, Floyd Mayweather Jr. with yours truly. Check it out.
Right, those are the kind of plays that can ignite a team. It gets the...
Alright, I want to welcome everyone back to another edition of Inside Talk. This week I'll be interviewing none other than Floyd Mayweather Jr., arguably one of boxing's best pound-for-pound fighters. This weekend Floyd took on Victor Ortiz in a highly controversial fight. So, Floyd, let me just start right off. Tell me, what happened with that cheap shot?
Like I said before, everything happens for a reason.
What?
You might know, it really doesn't matter.
What are you talking about? Okay, everyone knows the punch was legal, but come on, don't you agree that it was a little bit unsportsmanlike?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay, so what about the fans? Don't they deserve some kind of explanation?
See, that's the thing. I don't worry about what makes people happy. Of course, I want to perform well for the people, but it's about making me happy first. Self-preservation is the law of the land. I come first. What makes Floyd happy?
Okay, so what's next for Floyd Mayweather? Is Pacquiao next?
I wanted to do the deal with Pacquiao, but they asked for, Bob Arum asked for a 50-50. But Pacquiao never even asked, after the fight when he fought Hatton, you go back and watch, Larry Merchant asked him, would he like to fight me? He said absolutely not. I mean, he just said yes. So if you don't say yeah, to me it's a no. But I think that Pacquiao, I think he's a good fighter. I mean, that's not my job to know who should Pacquiao fight.
Okay, well, Floyd, let's switch on topics to fantasy football here, huh? Do you see yourself ever joining a league yourself, maybe like Bay Area's Finest next year? Seriously.
With me being my own boss, I'll say let's make it happen.
Nice. We'll sign you up next year. And Grant, by the way, is a really good general manager.
I'm my own boss.
Well, I mean, it's not like Grant's Bob Arum or anything.
I'm always in a no-win situation.
Okay, Floyd. Larry Merchant just the other day called you a prima donna, and I'm really starting to believe it.
I don't worry about that.
I know you don't worry about that, Floyd. I'm talking about the rest of us. Okay, anyways, speaking about the league. This last week, dropping the deuce on him, lost again, but to the owner of the week, again, for the second week in a row. And I feel really bad. He's 0-2, but he's been putting up really good points. Floyd, how do you feel about that?
I mean, it shocked me. It hurt me.
Yeah, I really hope he's going to bounce back next week and put up some real good points, because the 0-2 doesn't really reflect, the way his team's been playing. Do you have any advice for Edwin?
Well, the main thing, you must feel good mentally first. I don't think if you're not strong, if you don't think positive, I don't think you're going to get positive results. But I think when you conduct yourself in a positive way, you feel positive, and you surround yourself with positive people, only positive things can happen.
Okay, so I have a new question for each, sports athlete or celebrity or anyone else in the league who I end up interviewing from this week on. And that is, so I'm going to start off with Floyd. What do you do for fun outside the boxing?
Pleasing myself.
Okay, moving on to the very last question. Very, very last question. I go up against Miles Ahead this week. He lost last week, but he put up very good numbers.
He's going to bring his best. He's going to be in tip-top condition, in tip-top shape.
But if I come in tip-top shape, what do you think are his chances?
Bad. Very bad.
Alright, Floyd. Thanks a lot. Take care. Alright, well, that's going to do it for Inside Talk this week. Catch me again next week when you'll see me interviewing some of today's best sports athletes or celebrities. Once again, if you want to be interviewed, it's c_romero22@yahoo.com. See you next week. Take it back to Poncetta Studios. That's it up this week for Sports Wrap. I want to thank you all for tuning in this week. Tune in next week with more interviews, more surprise fun, and just entertainment. Once again, hit me up at c_romero22@yahoo.com. We're about as done as Jamal Charles' season.
It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
Too soon? It's kind of almost true. Alright, take care. See you next week.